Sure. So, my company's goal is pretty simple. What we're trying to do is solve very big problems, both for companies and for society, by trying to get the best ideas possible put together from all over the world. So the memorandum we just signed between ourselves, my company Intellectual Ventures, and your university, as well as IPS, Intellectual Property Services, is to try to accelerate the movement of new ideas from the university out to problems that are both within Turkey and outside of Turkey, as well as trying to solve problems inside of Turkey by bringing ideas from universities and other places outside of Turkey in. So if you think of it, great ideas come from everywhere, and the problems we have are everywhere. So to solve those problems, it's best to bring the ideas from anywhere and put them together. So that's what this memorandum is part of. It's trying to bring the ideas of your university out to the rest of the world, and the ideas of the rest of the world into Turkey to solve problems here. Now, why did I choose this university first? Well, it's the best one in Turkey, so that makes it pretty easy to start. Sometimes, actually, the best university doesn't want to sign an agreement with other companies because they think they're the best and they can do everything themselves. But I think it's a sign, a very good sign, of a smart and wise university to know that even though they may be the best in Turkey, they still may need help from everywhere else to try to become even better. And so that willingness is also another reason to work with your university. So, the digital world, I think, has two very important characteristics that make it important for a university to look at. One of them is that platform is a platform for economic prosperity in general. Lots of new businesses and the communications of ideas and the sharing of information as well as goods and products can happen over these digital platforms. The second thing is the digital platforms are rapidly changing. Everything from e-commerce to finance to things like ride sharing and so on is all becoming digital. And as a consequence, lots of businesses and lots of fundamental things that have been the same for over 100 or 200 years are going to change. And so those are both very important opportunities for universities to look at. The exact strategy of any university, including yours, is actually not as important as the willingness to have a strategy. Because nobody can predict the future accurately. So the strategy, no matter what it is going to change. But the willingness to have one means that your university will be willing to change as the world changes. And that's the most important thing. And by being able to harness both the society around you, as well as the professors and particularly the students that are inside the university to embrace that change, that's the most important thing. Because we will see more change over the next 50 years than we've seen over the past 500. So that's a great opportunity for universities to figure out what to do, but more importantly, the people in them to be encouraged and motivated to look at the future and figure out what they will do. So, universities are a very unique kind of environment. The universities prize over anything the networking of knowledge. So a student may come in and network with a professor to gain knowledge, and students may network with each other to create knowledge together, and they may work with companies or societies or other universities to share knowledge. And it's all about basically creating, managing, pushing knowledge out, and coming up with new ideas. I think that is key to business. When businesses get large, in general, it's harder for them to come up with the new ideas that they can actually productize. It's easy for them to come up with the ideas, but it's harder for them to productize it because they have so many big products already. As a businessman, when I was at a company called Microsoft, which was a very big company, it turned out Microsoft had many, many ideas, but very few of them would get to commercial product because when Microsoft became big, to be a successful product, it had to make more than $1 billion a year. And it's very hard to get a new idea to $1 billion a year inside of a company. That's where I think fostering university innovation is super important. If you look at companies like Google or Yahoo or Microsoft or Facebook, they're all started by university students. Okay? And so I think that's a great opportunity for us to figure out how to get the next wave of innovations, the next wave of disruptions as a businessman by investing in what the source of that is, which is generally universities, both from the research labs but also from the students' minds thinking creatively.